Thank you, County FPV, for a $5 super chat. I finally got a 5-inch after flying whoops for a while. How can I make my 5-inch be less floaty and more responsive like a whoop? I want to know your all-up weight, County FPV. What is your all-up weight as flown for your 5-inch? If your all-up weight as flown is more than 700 grams, maybe 700 grams, then I think it's floaty because your idle speed is too high. Your idle speed is going to be why oh, this flight controller is overheating because I'm leaving it plugged in. That's why it keeps freaking freezing up. Go fig. Your idle speed is going to be in the PID tuning tab. And no, it's going to be in the motors tab. Motors tab, motor idle percent. A motor idle percent of about 5% is pretty typical for a 5-inch. You can drop that down some, but eventually the motors will start to stall. But you could try reducing that, and that'll reduce some floatiness. The other thing is, like, I don't know if you're going to exactly replicate the, you know, I mean, like a 5-inch isn't going to feel like a tiny whoop. It's not. It's different. If you want it to be agile and responsive, you need to push it around with the props. It weighs more. So you need to tilt the quad and jam and hit the throttle. And push it around. It's not going to move exactly. Your throttle management's going to be, you're going to be much more dynamic with the throttle compared to maybe a tiny whoop. Whereas a tiny whoop, I think you're more likely to like hit the throttle and hold it because they're not as powerful and punchy. At the end of the day, if it feels too floaty, get a bigger battery. Get a bigger battery and make it weigh more. And that'll get rid of some of the floatiness.